The DMV is known to be a hotbed for basketball talent. High-level high school, college, and pro players year in and year out. An area with one of the richest basketball histories. In this video, I will be building the ultimate DMV men's basketball team. A 15-man roster comprised of players from the DMV. Now, it's a couple of things I have to break down before we get into it. When I use the word "from" in this context, I'm talking about guys who were born and raised or just predominantly raised in the DMV. For example, if a player was born in DC and then his family moved to Ohio when he was 2 years old, that player would not be mentioned on this team. Now, for my folks who are unfamiliar, the DC area, also known as the DMV, it represents Washington, DC, Prince George's County, Maryland, Montgomery County, Maryland, and Northern Virginia. So players from other parts of Maryland, such as Baltimore, Maryland, for example, Carmelo Anthony, they will not be mentioned in this video. Same thing goes for Virginia players from other parts of VA, such as Hampton Roads, for example, Allen Iverson and Alonzo Mourning, they will not be mentioned in this video. So without further ado, my starting five. At guard, Steve Francis, one of my favorite players of all time, had a handle, super athletic, was a scoring PG ahead of his time. At my other guard, I'm going Grant Hill. We all know he was on the cusp of being one of the greatest before those injuries derailed him. At forward, Len Bias, Maryland Terps legend, who tragically passed away after being drafted number 2 overall by the Boston Celtics. At the other forward spot, KD, Kevin Durant, one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest scorers of all time, future Hall of Famer. In that center, I'm going with David Robinson, the Admiral. Again, another all-time great. Not much more you can ask for when it comes to a big. Now let's head over to the bench. For my guards, Elgin Baylor, Dave Bing, and Victor Oladipo. Then the forwards and centers off my bench, Adrian Dantley, Michael Beasley, Jeff Green, Roy Hibbert, and Jeremy Grant. My 2 reserves, Austin Carr and Ty Lawson. I know folks may think there are some snubs out there, but I had to narrow it down just to 15 players. Again, this is my preference, but I'm going to show some love to those guys that I did not mention in this video. In the comments, let me know what you think about this team. What changes would you make?